Hello, I'm Teacher Robin. Welcome to another live streaming class. If this is your first time to join us, let me explain how the classes work. Today our topic is different ways to say "for example" in English. If you have a question during the class, then you can write your question in the comments and I will answer your questions when we're finished. Okay, so this is part of a series that we do occasionally on different ways to say, because the more vocabulary, the more phrases, expressions that you know in English, the more fluent you will sound. Okay, so today that is the case with "for example." So imagine you need to use English for work, to make a presentation or something like that. For example is something that you're going to need to use, but instead of saying it over and over and over again, I'm going to give you some other examples so that you can have a little bit more variety in your speaking, okay? With example sentences as well. All right, another way to say "for example" is "for instance." Okay, I can play quite a few musical instruments, for instance, the flute, the guitar, and the piano. Okay, so this can be used interchangeably. Here, if you replaced it with "for example," it sounds exactly the same. All right, let's see another one. Such as. All right, let's look at a sentence. Topics such as phrasal verbs are difficult when learning English. All right, including. All 20 members were present, including Smith and Jones. Okay, especially. I love watching comedy shows, especially Friends and How I Met Your Mother. Namely, several items were stolen from my house, namely my computer and my gold watch. Okay, so here you're saying it's "for example," but it's being very specific, okay? Let's say, we should arrive early to get a good seat. Let's say 6 p.m. Okay, so this means this is like a suggestion. All right, in other words, she said the movie was okay. In other words, she didn't like it. So this is like putting it a different way. Okay, in particular, all the dishes at that Italian restaurant are delicious. The lasagna and tiramisu in particular are the best I've ever had. Okay, so this is another way to name something specific, but you could also replace it with "for example." The lasagna and tiramisu, for example, are the best I've ever had. Okay, e.g. This one is a little bit more complicated for students because the e.g. comes from Latin, okay? But it's another way to say "for example" in English. So if you feel comfortable, it's mostly used in written English, not so much in spoken English. All right, so let's see. Our products are imported from many countries, e.g. France, Germany, and Japan. Okay, so here you could replace it with "for example," and it would have the same meaning. So again, this would be more formal, kind of written text, emails, etc. All right, this includes, okay, let's see a sentence. You'll do all kinds of activities on the trip. This includes kayaking, hiking, and rock climbing. Okay, so now you have seen several examples of ways to say "for example" in English. So now you have broadened your vocabulary. You are ready to impress everyone with how fluent you sound after you know all of these expressions. Okay, so you can practice by writing in the comments. So choose a few of these synonyms to "for example" and write some sentences in the comments, and I will check them later on. Okay, so as you're doing that, let me tell you more about our course at Abba. We have a complete course which goes from beginners all the way to business level. Our course features 144 units, and each unit has a short film, a video class explaining the grammar, and exercises to cover all of the skills that you need to know. So reading, writing, speaking, and listening, that is all covered in our course, and it is very flexible. You can take it with you wherever you go because you can study on our app on your phone, or you can study from home on the web, on your home computer, or even on your tablet. So it's very flexible. Your progress was saved on all of those devices. So if you are not currently an ABBA student, I encourage you to go to abbaenglish.com and check out what plans we have available for you. In addition to our course, we have many other resources for you to improve your English with us every day. We have our blog, which is our ABBA journal, and there you can find articles about grammar explanations, culture, English for business, English for travel, and even more topics like today's, which are other ways to say something. So we have tons of articles about the same thing, other ways to say X. So check that out if you want to broaden your vocabulary. In addition to our blog, we also have, we're also available on all of the social media networks, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, and we are publishing new content on those channels every day. So there is always something to learn with us at ABBA every day. So check those out if you don't follow us already. Okay, so I am going to skip the question portion for now and tell you about next week's class. As we are getting into fall, many new movies are going to come out, and I'm going to tell you which ones are the best ones you want to see to practice your English. Because as you know, watching films, going to the movies is a great way to improve your English, your listening skills, and your repeating pronunciation, okay? So check those out. All right, so I will get to your questions later on. Keep writing those examples, as many as you want, and I will correct them. And even if you just want to say hi, feel free to write in the comments, okay? So I hope that this was a great class for you. I hope that you learned something. Thank you again for joining. Join us next week, same time, and we'll be talking about those fall movie releases. So take care. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.